Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is Sister Crystal, and today I just want to talk about something that's kind of been on my mind lately, and it's about why so many parents are afraid to teach their own children. Well, this has really been on my mind because I have put out a book, How to Teach Your Child to Read, and I've gotten the support that I really thought I was going to have, but I can always have more support. But what I was noticing after I produced my book is that a lot of parents say they want to teach their children how to read or they want to teach their children math, but they're afraid to do so. And most people have admitted to being afraid of teaching them wrong or losing their patience with their children. And a couple have even said that they don't want to become the bad parent. They want to remain their child's friend. And it kind of took me by surprise because I never thought about the fact that there are parents who consciously choose not to teach their children certain things. And all I can say is, no matter what, as the parent, you're going to be your child's first teacher. Whether you're teaching them how to brush their teeth, tie their shoes, it's going to come from you. They're going to learn something from you by watching you, no matter if it's intentional or not. Another thing I wanted to talk about are the parents who express that they're afraid to teach their children, especially areas such as reading and math. It is time consuming. It's going to take time because your child is not going to get it overnight. So it does take parents actively investing in their children. It's time and resources. You got to go out and get the right information, number one, to know how to teach your children. Then you got to get the right tools to teach them. And the third part is time. You need to just do it every day, over and over, because their brains are sponges and they soak up a lot within the day. But if you're not doing it constantly, they may know it one day and forget it the next. Specifically with reading, a lot of people are afraid to read or to teach their children to read because they're not strong readers themselves. And if you're not a strong reader, you have a problem with it, get encouraged to overcome that challenge. You can overcome these challenges at any age. You don't have to be someone who continues their life thinking of themselves as illiterate. And if you have children, you certainly don't want them to carry that same burden that you had. Regarding math, a lot of people are afraid to teach their children high level math, but I just always say start with what you know. You know how to count. You know how to add and subtract. Start with those things and use manipulatives. Use things that they like counting: candy, cookies, things they can eat, squishy things, anything that gets them really interested and involved in teaching. But parents, don't be afraid to teach your children because they are your children. You have information that they don't have. You have years on them. You've been around 10, 20, 30, 40 years before they were born. So don't be afraid to teach your own children. In today's environment, we send our children to school, and let's be realistic, teachers don't always have time to spend one-on-one with each child. When I was teaching, like I said, I may have taught a good 15-30 minutes a day. Besides that, I was stopping the fight, filling out paperwork, getting them in transition to go to the next class, or going over hygiene stuff. So being at home with your child and teaching them is the best way to supplement their education if they're already in school. There's nothing wrong with homeschool. Today's children are faced with so much in school. They're faced with bullying, gun violence, just everything. So having your child learn at home, I think it's a great step. And a lot of times these preschool centers, before they go to pre-K or whatever, they don't take everybody's children. If your child is unvaccinated, they'll turn you away or give you a hard time about it. And start just empowering yourself as parents. You don't have to send your child to these preschool centers. You can teach your child at home. If you are with your child every day, you can buy what you need at the local Teachers Mart and start at home. Or If you have a family member caring for your child, just give them some things to go over. Give them a good book. Give them a good set of flashcards. And you have your child at home and you go over those things. But the key point in this video is don't be afraid, parents, to teach your children, because you are the first teacher. Empower yourselves, okay? All right, assalamu alaikum.